Alright, good day everyone. So today we are actually shooting a stop motion animation and slash diorama poses. So it's kind of, we're in the middle of a big set here. So I decided, why not do a review on the set? Anyway, this is a NECA 1984 Godzilla, also known as the Return of Godzilla. This is the first installment on the Heisei era. This is also the year when I was born. It was released 1984 in Japan. So yeah, so this figure kind of holds a special place in my heart, although it's not really the most good-looking Godzilla. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what it looks like. This is what the box looks like. I mean, it has some poster stills from the movie, and at the back it has some stills of the figure. This figure was actually reimagined, re-released by NECA. If you saw what the original 1984 NECA 1984 Godzilla looks like, it's not. It doesn't really look anywhere near 84 Goji. So it's nice that they redid the figure, made some adjustments on the plastic, on the sculpt and everything. And let's see what this figure looks like when we've removed it out of the box already. Okay, so but before we do that, all right, before we do that, let's just look at the inside of the box. Okay, so when you open the box, this is what you will see. So you'll see the figure inside, and it has a scene from the movie, the city scene. You will also have a diorama pose of the figure on the other side. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the figure. Alright, so this is what 84 Goji looks like out of the box. The sculpt is really nice overall. They did an awesome job on the sculpt of this figure. It's a really big upgrade compared to what it looks like when it was first released. There are some small details that I noticed that could have been improved when they did this figure, and that's on the lower jaw of this figure. So if you notice, if I close the jaw on this figure, it's kind of skewed. The lower jaw is kind of skewed on the right side. It's kind of hanging on the right side, and it's flushed close on the left side, which is, well, it's a small detail, and they kind of got that from the poster of the movie, where Godzilla's jaw was really a bit skewed, but they kind of overdid it on this figure. But anyway, it's a small detail. Again, if you're not gonna pose it that way, and if you're gonna pose it with the mouth open, it's really something that you wouldn't notice. Anyway, in terms of the quality of the material, this is really good plastic. It's kind of, as I would say, almost reminiscent of the SH Monster Arts. On the dorsal plates, they still use the soft plastic, which is a signature of NECA, which is good. So yeah, overall this looks like a great sculpt and a great figure overall. In terms of paint application, I like how they did the dorsal plates. I like how they painted the whole body. The only gripe I have is they could have painted the nails better. But again, for the price, that if it's just a small issue on the paint job, I would take it. At least they painted the nails, but again, they could have made some weathering on the nails so that it looks more natural. The mouth and the head sculpt was painted really well. You could see some weathering on the teeth, and the gums. There are some paint that are sticking out, but I guess that's intentional. So yeah, so now let's look at the articulation of this figure. Okay, so in terms of articulation, the head moves on a ball joint, the neck also moves on a ball joint. It goes up around that far, goes down around that far. So again, the mouth is on a hinge. The shoulders are on a ball joint, and the elbows are on a hinge. The wrist are on a swivel and a hinge combo. This is one of the few Godzilla figures that doesn't have a knuckle joint, but that's okay. Now moving on to the waist. You could move it side to side. It's on a swivel, so it's not on a ball joint. The hips for each leg is on a ball joint. Actually, it does feel like it's on a swivel. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's on. Yeah, so it feels like it's on a swivel. Now, the knees are on a hinge and a swivel combo. So the hinges, it's a bit tight, but it goes around that far, and then goes back around that far. And the ankles are on a ball joint. Now, moving on the tail. The tail has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ball joints. So these are 5 ball joints on the tail. And this part right here, this is the whole part that is detached when you get the figure. This whole piece is a bendy wire. So you could move it, but again, it doesn't have any ball joints, so it's a bendy wire. So half of the tail is made of bendy wire, similar to how the original figure was designed. Okay, so now let's see some comparisons with this figure and the other Godzilla figures that you might have on your collection. So this is how 84 Goji stacks up with the other NECA figures and SH Monster Arts figures that you might have in your collection. So this is a 1954 NECA Godzilla, a 1989 NECA Godzilla, and a SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2002. So it stacks up pretty well. It's a nice figure. It was resculpted. The material is now better. The sculpt is now better. The paint application is so much better. So even with the small little flaws that you'd see here and there, it's still a nice figure overall. So if you don't have a 84 Goji in your collection, I suggest that you get this one and you get the re-release, the one with the box, not the one with the plastic shell. So yeah, final thoughts. Well, it's a really good figure to have, and it's always gonna be welcome in my collection. It's not my super favorite Godzilla suit, but it is gonna be memorable because it's the Godzilla on my birth year. So yeah, anyway, a huge shout out to the seller that hooked me up with this figure. They're called Collector's Toy Box. They have awesome figures in there. They have a great selection. They have good prices. They have very competitive prices, and the nice thing about them is they have this more personal, more personal customer service. You know, they talk to you, they talk to you about delays and whatnot. Actually, this figure wasn't delayed. It was a smooth transaction all in all. So yeah, I do suggest that you check out their Facebook page. It's Collector's Toy Box. If you are here in the Philippines, I would suggest that you get your figures from them. Alright? So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys soon. Peace!